Assalamu alaikum. We are back again with our special broadcast and here live in Radio Apniwaz and with our usual AJ and Ahmad podcast, which you can find us online. And without further ado, I think it's quite important. The topic that we're going to talk about now is obviously the escalating war. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be getting, is going to stop anytime soon. We've heard lots of things from Donald Trump, all which are all over the place. Some are positive, some are negative. Apparently, the war will be over soon. That's what he said. They said it could take a couple of weeks. So he's saying all sorts. At the moment, what we do know is the war is continuing, and the US has been impacted the least. Is quite important. But saying that, 13 confirmed US servicemen or women have been killed. So that is confirmed. So it could be potentially more. And obviously the numbers in Iran is massive. And we're looking at over 1,200 people and over 10,000 injured. Obviously, we do know that about that horrific incident by the US in Iran with the killing of over 170 odd girls, children who were innocent. We can all, agree on that. Is horrific and is being more or less confirmed internationally. It was done by the US, even though Donald Trump was initially denying it, right? And in Israel, we've seen, obviously there's different reports, but over 14 people, so 14, 15 people have been killed in Israel, which is, unheard of. And with their Iron Dome system, it's quite shocking. Obviously, they've got 3 layers of that. So then we've got Lebanon, and Israel have started another front there where they've taken over a vast area of land in Lebanon. Obviously, they've got parts of Syria, they've got parts of Lebanon, and obviously Palestine is fully occupied by Israel. And nearly 1,000 people have been killed in Lebanon, which is probably reported less, right? And also we've got the Gulf countries where Kuwait, we've got a couple killed in the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, two deaths in Bahrain. So there's a whole list, and in this, obviously, I just need to mention most of the people are expats, and Pakistani and Bangladeshi individuals I can remember have been killed there. Then even in Iraq, we have got around 50 people being killed in Iraq. In Jordan, we've got close to 30 people. Actually, there has not been any reports of this, but they're saying about 30 people are being killed. In Syria, we have people injured as well. So this war is getting bigger and bigger. It's covering the whole of the Middle East. It's covering the whole of the majority of the Sunni, shall we say, Arab states or countries, right?
Yeah.
So this particular war, what do you see? Is it going to be escalating? Is it going to get bigger? Because to me, it looks like it's getting bigger and bigger.
Think, if you are seeing what this senator from America, he said about this situation, he said, just flatten it. He's talking about Gaza.
Yeah.
He's saying just flatten it. And he says he was comparing Hiroshima with Gaza. His name's the senator. Just trying and get his name. But he mentioned that, and he says flatten, and they're not. You see, what you have to understand is that they have no aim or objectives to that they want to achieve.
Let's just mention that his name is the U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, who's
Lindsey Graham,
heavily,
yeah.
heavily, what do you call, in other words, I'll probably classify as brought out by the Israeli lobby, and he's going all out, and he's saying, horrible things, shall we say. And these are one of the things where he's saying that he'll probably do the same. He'll flatten Gaza. Yes, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so people have to understand that what Iran is doing, what the Muslim Ummah should do as a response to the barbaric attacks that are taking place on Muslim countries, and we've seen, this is not something new. You've seen in Iraq, you've seen the destruction. Madeleine Albright said, was 500,000 children being killed in Iraq? Was that price worth paying for? And she said yes. So you've seen that they're not, obviously when we see this, how do we stop this? The only way to stop this is to, that the Muslims armies, they must protect their people, which some of them are actually, the governments are on the enemy's payroll. You see them completely taking, anyone who dares to speak out against what they're doing, they're locking them up. They're making people, kidnapping them, and torturing them. This is what is happening to any person or any Muslim in the Muslim countries. So we are not only facing an external threat, we've got all these rulers who are not for the benefit of their people or for their people, or they are actually sellouts, agents, traitors. And the real problem is these people, because without these people, America could not attack you, go and attack Iran, it could not go and attack Afghanistan or Iraq. Without these bases, and obviously
just to clarify, what you're saying is the bases in these, so we say, predominantly Arab nations, especially in Bahrain and Qatar, they're really close to each other, Oman, Saudi Arabia, obviously they are forming an attack from there. So Iran, is it legitimate to attack these bases?
So the military are in a war. Obviously, they're going to attack, the military sites of their enemy. Whether obviously this war intensifies, we as Muslims, or the Muslim armies, it is the job of the Muslim armies to defend their people. It's not on the civilians or the normal people to fight armies. It's job of the Muslim armies, and the Muslim armies have to wake up. That's what they have to do, and the rulers, they must be toppled. That's can only, obviously, because these regimes are actually taking the wealth that belongs to the people and giving it to the enemies, cheap price, and linking it to the petrodollar. This is making your enemy stronger, and it's building the economy and making sure that, so in the end, what we see is, look, like what you're saying is that there's a war going on, Iran is being attacked, and these Arab regimes have got bases there that are being used to attack Iran. And so is Israel. Israel is attacking Iran. Why is Pakistan not obviously defending the Muslims of the area? And getting, obviously these small statelets that are like, you're talking about small group states, they're not really states in themselves. They need protection.
I think the way they've been carved out, they definitely need protection.
Yeah.
And I think I was reading somewhere where Qatar and the UAE should have been, there would have been a passing where the base had opposed that. So it could have been a bigger kind of nation if obviously, and we do know obviously in the Saudi Arabia there was high level of British influence obviously after the Ottomans were kicked out, shall we say, out of the Muslim areas, including the Hijaz, right? So what we see here is there's weaknesses. But why have you mentioned Pakistan? What was Pakistan going to do?
Pakistan has endorsed the UN resolution tabled by Bahrain in favor of, obviously, against Iran. So to say, look, there should be no attacks by, Iran on several Bahrain, you got Qatar, UAE, Kuwait, Saudi.
So how have they deciphered between the bases and the general population, or have they been specific saying don't attack these countries?
Iran has not attacked any civilian targets anyway.
Okay.
They've been attacking the military bases in those areas.
Okay.
So
No,
I
there've been
don't know
reports-
if you know, civilians have not been targeted by Iran, have they?
Okay. No, there have been reports where hotels have been attacked. I think are there US
Maybe a mistake.
US
Yeah.
hotels? I think they've been attacked. So there have been some reports of that, but so they haven't. They've despite a resolution where they haven't been specific. So they've kind of gone against Iran.
Sorry?
Have they gone against Iran, kind of thing?
Yeah, so
They never-
they've obviously what's going to happen now, because Pakistan is part of the border peace, and this border peace is not just for Gaza.
Yeah,
If you,
I think-
not
yeah.
even Gaza was mentioned in the border
Yeah.
peace guidelines.
I think they try to create a bigger kind of force. This is probably Donald Trump stroke Israel doing. And I still can't believe, if we're going to stop there in the papers, we're going to get sidetracked. I can't still believe that Pakistan paid $1 billion to join that. Wow. And they're asking money from other countries, and they've managed to find that money. Wow. Anyway, we will go for a short break and we'll be back soon.